December 5, 2024, Israel launched airstrikes on Iranian military targets in retaliation for Iran's missile attacks on Israeli territory. The strikes focused on military infrastructure, avoiding nuclear and energy facilities to prevent further escalation. This cautious approach reflects Israel's balancing act between responding to domestic security pressures and avoiding triggering a broader conflict, especially given the geopolitical context of the upcoming US election. Iran's potential retaliation could escalate regional tensions, impacting global oil markets and the Middle East stability. The ongoing military confrontation underscores the deep animosity between the two nations and the fragility of the region's peace. Welcome to Black Bloc Hong Kongers, your go-to channel for in-depth discussions on international politics and global crises. Stay tuned as we uncover the truths behind the headlines. Like, share, and subscribe to join our community of critical thinkers. On December 5, 2024, Israel launched a series of retaliatory airstrikes against Iranian military targets in response to Iran's missile attacks earlier that month. The Israeli Defense Forces emphasized that the strikes targeted Iranian military infrastructure, particularly missile production facilities and air defense systems, while deliberately avoiding Iran's nuclear or energy infrastructure. This strategic decision highlights Israel's aim to mitigate the risk of escalating the conflict while still diminishing Iran's military capabilities. By focusing on military targets, Israel sought to avoid provoking a larger, more catastrophic confrontation, particularly with Iran's nuclear assets, which could trigger international backlash, especially from the US and European powers. Politically, this action is shaped by domestic pressures from Israel's right-wing factions, which criticized the government's more restrained response and called for more aggressive military measures. Additionally, Israel's actions are constrained by the geopolitical context, especially with the upcoming US presidential election, which could influence the diplomatic stance of the US toward the conflict. Despite the criticism at home, Israel's choice of measured strikes reflects a careful balancing act between fulfilling internal security demands and managing international diplomatic relationships. Iran's response to the airstrikes remains a significant concern, as it could lead to further escalation. While Iranian media claimed that its air defense systems intercepted some of the incoming missiles, the broader impact of the airstrikes may not be immediately clear. Should Iran retaliate, it could significantly worsen tensions in the region and trigger a broader regional conflict involving other Middle Eastern countries. The potential for a violent chain reaction also poses risks to global oil markets and the political stability of the Middle East. Overall, this confrontation underscores the deep-rooted animosity between Israel and Iran, with both sides engaged in a cycle of military retaliation. Although Israel opted for a relatively measured response this time, the volatile nature of the situation suggests that further escalation remains a possibility. The Middle East's fragile stability is at risk of being undermined by the ongoing military and diplomatic confrontations between these two powers. Thank you for watching Black Bloc Hong Kongers Global Insight Network. Like, share, and subscribe for in-depth analyses on international politics and critical issues. Explore these videos next and join the conversation for a more insightful world.